Hey guys, we're back. This time we're taking a look at the latest Spirit Island, Nature Incarnate. This is a standalone game as well as can be used as an expansion to any of the other games, I suppose. It does introduce some new mechanics as well as a bunch of new spirits and some other things to the game. So we're going to get in and take a look at everything that's in the box. So first off, we have the rulebook, and I hate when they make the book the size of the box. These don't need to be this big. It's kind of awkward and annoying. It's a board game thing in general, but nice thick pages though. I will give them that. So they have a section specifically for the new rules and abilities, which is nice, so you can skip right to that. I don't know if this actually contains the base game rules, so I might have lied. You might not be able to play this as a standalone. It may require previous. So I take that back now. Significant changes they have here. There's been some errata to blight and how it works. There is the new rules and spirit abilities. And that goes on for a few pages because there are quite a few new things in this. Then we have some clarifications or smaller changes. I don't think there's anything too major in there. And then they have clarifications on new content, which is walls of text, because you're going to have some questions on how things interact. They do a really good job of going through and explaining all the different interactions in case you should have any questions. And the credits. And there's a reference guide in the back for terminology, a little glossary index. And then the cheat sheet on the back. Then we get into our components. Of course, the insert is just cardboard as always. No, not a big deal because most people combine their stuff. Though it is getting pretty tight combining everything into one box. I think I've got the entire game up to date in one box. As of this expansion, because of the new player boards, I'm going to split my player boards and put some in one of the small box expansions just to make the lid shut all the way, because this is going to give considerable lid lift because you're going to be adding, right now my lid just shuts, and you're going to be adding that much more to the stack of spirits. So I think it's going to be too much, so we're going to have to work in any new storage after that. But we'll get into, there's a bunch of new things in here, some cards, lots of new aspects, and the new tokens. First thing we have here are the Deeps tokens. I'm not going to get each of these out because there are so many. It did come with the bags, which I'm impressed with. So you have something to put them in. Next we have are the Quake tokens. Then we have Vitality tokens. Then we have the Empower Incarna tokens here, mixed in with the rest of the various tokens you get for your various invaders. And then, of course, we have our Endless Dark, which has a description on the back. And that's it for tokens. We move on to cards. We'll start with the ones that we don't have many of first and move on. So we'll set the box aside there. So first we have our new scenarios. We have Surges of Colonization, which is labeled as a difficult, or difficulty 2. I'm not sure how these work. I'm not sure how the difficulties on here work, but it's +2 to +7, I guess. Then we have Destiny's Unfold. It's a difficulty 1 with an asterisk. That's always good. And then we have a new opponent here in the Habsburg mining expedition. Onto cards. We have some new cards for various scenarios. I don't know if they're the same on both sides or not. Then we got Surges of Colonization. Oh, this is normal. Those were larger. Then we've got a new major power card here that is like a reference card for when that comes into play. Are these the same? No, these are different. That was Uneath, or this is Unearth a Beast of Wrathful Stone. And this one is Bargains of Coursing Paths. I think they're the same on both sides. And then we have a new Stage 2 card here. Do not advance this card. Something that comes with, I'm pretty sure, one of the new events. Next up we have some new Blight cards. A nice stack of new Blight cards here. I think Healthy Island sides are all the same on these, so we're going to look at the flip sides. Still Healthy Island, there you go. Another still Healthy Island. These are different though. Yeah, they are different. Blighted Island. I'm not going to go through the text on every one. You can pause if you want to read through them. Lots of new options in there. I like when they add new into these because I think there was only like 6 in the, or 8 in the original, and they got repetitive after a while, so now you have a lot of variety when it comes to those. We also have some new fear cards, and I think these all pertain to some of the new mechanics that have been added. But all kinds of new ones of these. Again, adds more variety to what was available in the base game. Keeps the game new and refreshing, not as predictable. Then we have a stack of new event cards. And I haven't played too much with the event cards. We're too busy trying out new spirits to make the game too terribly complicated for ourselves. Every time we just get to the point where we're learning stuff, they add more. Then we got to figure it out again. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with the event cards. But as with the others, always nice to have more variety in them. And we get to the new power cards, and I think it's great. There's only one new minor power card and a stack of major power cards. Now, I'm not sure. I'll have to read in the rules if some of these replace cards that already exist or if they're brand new. But that's our new minor power there. And the new majors, there's a lot of, so again, I'm just going to flip through them pretty quick. Hopefully they'll stay in focus. Sorry for the glare, they are sleeved. I tend to sleeve them really quick because we like to get things to the table and play it. I don't want anything to get damaged or marked, especially on a game like this where you're randomly getting these powers. This is a lot of big majors. A lot of high cost ones in there too. So again, I'm not sure if those are all new or if it's a mix of new and things to replace old. I'll have to look that up, but I'm sure someone will comment in the comments. Next we'll get into the aspect cards. These don't come packaged all nice and neat like this. I sorted them as I was sleeving them because they're all mixed together. It's kind of annoying. But there is a whole lot of new aspect cards in here. And we got some new reference cards too. So for the new aspect cards, I guess we should go through the backs. So we have Shadow Splicker Flame. Gets a new one. Darkfire. There's a lot of these. I don't know if I'm going to go through them all like this, but Ocean's Hungry Grass gets 2 new ones. Oh, it's 1 new one split up onto 2 cards. Sharp Bangs Behind the Leaves gets a new one. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to go through all of these. Maybe I'll show you what they are and you have to look them up, because there are a lot. And these ones, apparently the new aspect here also gets you a new ability. So they came with an ability card too. Not positive on how those work. I'm assuming you just get both, but there's a couple of those in here. Yeah, see, there's another one. Oh, hey, he's in here twice. I didn't sort them out properly. But yeah, those are the new aspects. Lots and lots of them. It's kind of cool because it gives you more variety to old existing spirits. So if you have a favorite, you can try a different aspect of it, and it might change up the game just enough for you to be interesting again for an old timer that you're not using anymore. We got these new player reference cards, and on one side they have the new terms in the descriptions for them. On the back side they have a brief overview of the empowered Incarnate tokens and vitality tokens. And then we get on to the new powers for the new spirits. So we'll go through the new spirit boards here first. And again, there's too many to go through in total depth. So I'm going to show them. You can pause and read through if you want. But there's Dances Up Earthquakes. And the flip sides for the fluff on the back there and the setup. Also the complexity rating. Oops. Hold the camera. Breath of the Darkness down your spine. High there. So we have a high and a very high. Hearth Vigil. The moderate. They're getting easier as we flip them here. Ember-eyed behemoth. Another moderate. Not going to have room for all these if I keep doing that. Towering roots of the jungle. Another moderate. Kind of interested in this one. The relentless gaze of the sun. Now we're to high. He should go under the moderates. Wandering Boyce Keen's Delirium. Some of these names they come up with. Another high. You can see this is definitely an expansion for experienced players based on nothing below moderate. And last we have Wounded Waters Bleeding. I think I mispronounced every one of these at least once. And on there, another high. So a couple moderates, highs, and some very highs in there. And then the final thing we got to get to are the actual starting powers for them. And this is going to be another one where I flip through them pretty quick because otherwise this is going to be a super long video. Try to match them up with who they go with here because I'm never going to remember all these names. And they do a great job of coming up with these cool names for these, but man, are some of them hard to remember. And you do it by icons and what they look like. So there we go. We'll separate them out like that. This is Breath of Darkness down your spine. And again, I'm just going to flip through them. I haven't even read through some of these yet, so I'm not positive on if they're even good or bad. Next we have Ganses Up Earthquakes, and this actually gets a bunch of them, so I'm not sure if you start with all of them. I will have to read. But there's a lot of powers here. Get you start off with quite a bit there. Next we have Ember-eyed Behemoth. Usually I read through these or I've played these ahead of time and I can comment on, you know, they're good at offense, they're good at defense or whatever. I have not played these. My game actually showed up months late and I'm just getting it now and everybody else has already gone through all that stuff, so I'm sure there's videos out there that explain it all. Next we have Hearth Vigil. Again, I'm going to mispronounce every one. I'm not even trying to read the powers names because I know I'll screw them up. Next we have Relentless Gaze of the Sun. I remember people talking about this, and I don't know if it's just that they didn't like the artwork or if it was really good or really bad, but I remember a lot of conversation about this back when it was first shown. At this point, I am not sure if I'm ever going to get a chance to play every spirit. That was my goal, but they're coming out faster than I can play them. And we have Towering Roots of the Jungle. I know he's a defensive. Wandering Boyce Keen's Delirium. I think I said it right that time. Again, I apologize for the glare. Doing my best to keep the reflections on there, or off of there. And then Wounding Waters Bleeding. And then finally the Waters Taste of Ruin. And I'm not even sure how these cards trigger, to show you how far behind I am on this stuff. Something triggers these, but they are basically healing cards. That help you out. That's a look at everything that comes in the box of Nature Incarnate. I'm not going to be able to do my normal thing here at the end where I tell you about, which ones are my favorite, which ones are not. I honestly have not played with any of these yet. I think I played with one of them. I said that. But I've looked through a couple, and there's a couple I definitely want to try. But being that I got this so late, I was kind of rushing to get a video made because I'm already months behind everybody else on this. So I do not have the experience with the actual different spirits to really talk about each one individually. What I can say is that the pack itself, as with any of the other Spirit Islands, if you're a fan of the game, then you're definitely going to be interested in this for the new spirits and things that come with it. It is definitely geared more towards experienced players than newer players, and it does require previous expansions in order to play. So keep that stuff in mind. I think there's things in here that use like the beast tokens and things that came with, was it Branch and Claw? I'm not sure which one now. They all blend together, but so you're going to need that expansion as well as the base game in order to play. That is something to definitely keep in mind. And overall, they look like some great new spirits to try out, and I can't wait to try all of them. I like the differences in the paths, like you have the branching path here instead of the 2 rows. I love when they change things up like that. Of course, they all have their unique special abilities and then their innate powers. The pile of aspect cards to make your older spirits more relevant again is cool as well. And just a variety of added fear event and blight cards is neat too. New powers are always welcome. Just overall, it's more stuff to add to what you already have. And like I said, if you're a fan of the game, then you probably already got this. If you're newer to the game, I would definitely steer towards the other expansions first. As I said, this requires a couple, well, at least one other expansion and the base game to play. So keep that in mind. Also, most of the spirits are more advanced as far as rules and things go. So they're more complicated and definitely geared better towards more experienced players. That said, there's no harm in adding it to your game, getting this stuff, and then as you learn, you can definitely take on some of these new spirits and try them out. Overall, though, it's just more good stuff to add to an already good game. Though I do wonder if the game isn't getting a little too bloated at this point. Is that the right term to use? There's so much to it that it seems overwhelming. Like I said, I want to play through every single spirit just to try them out. And I get halfway through a pack of like these, and they come out with a new one with twice as many more. So I'm still working through the ones that came with Horizons, and here we've got, what, 8 new spirits to add? So that's great for game longevity, and it's gonna add replayability to it and more variety as time goes on. However, for those of us who are trying to try them all out, it may be a bit much over time. Granted, nothing says you have to buy everything and you have to play everything too, so there's that aspect of it. But everything in here is nice addition to the game, and I'm glad I picked it up. And if you are a fan of the game, like I said, you probably already have it. So I'm late getting this out, and I'm not telling you anything you don't already know at this point. But definitely worth checking out, and I hope I helped you in some way, despite being so far behind the curve on this. And I can't wait to get some of these to the table. And I need to find more local players to play too. I play a lot of my games solo or two-player. Uh, my family wasn't really all that interested in the game, so downside for me. But yeah, if you have the people to play it with, definitely check it out. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.